Okay, good morning to one and all present over here. After a hiatus of 12 to 13 days, I'm providing my eighth video over here, Verilog simulation of two input NAND gate. So we are going to see how we are able to code a industrially available or commercially available. That means they do have data sheets for them for each of the logic gates or any of the processor circuits. They'll be having a data sheet explaining about the various current, voltage, timing parameters associated with it. So today we will be seeing with the Verilog verification of two input NAND gate. So you might have already studied with the De Morgan's theorem, which states that complement of a sum is nothing but equivalent to product of the complements. Complement of your product is nothing but equivalent to sum of the complements. This is one way. Another way, what does it try to communicate means, if you see, the dual of a complemented variable is nothing but your uncomplemented variable, because a plus b the whole bar is being converted into a bar dot b bar. A plus b is that a and b are ordinary uncomplemented variables. When it is coming out of the bar, it is becoming a bar dot b bar. That means uncomplemented variable is converted into a complemented variable. OR operator is converted into a AND operator. So whenever I am taking a complement of an expression, if there is any uncomplemented variable, it gets converted into a complemented variable. If there is any OR operator, it gets converted into AND operator. On contrary, if the expression which I'm taking complement, this De Morgan's theorem is applicable only for expressions. When an expression means it is a combination of variable and operator is called as an expression. A is a variable, B is a variable, A or B, this is an expression. So similarly, whenever if you see means, if the similar expression is containing complemented variable, if I'm taking the complement of it, I will be getting an uncomplemented variable as my output. Similarly, if there is an AND operator present during the process of applying De Morgan's theorem, it will be coming out as OR operator. So with this basic introduction, let me move into my video over here. So today we will be seeing, this is the first part of our video, Verilog code for logic gates. This is the first video as far as this particular version is concerned. There are several videos that will be accompanying this video. So industrially available logic gate versions will be seen. The first logic gate what we'll be trying to see is positive logic NAND gate or a negative logic OR gate. So before going into the introduction itself, I'm saying what are the two versions of a NAND gate that we will be simulating it today. One is positive logic NAND gate. The dual of it is called as negative logic OR gate. So we will see the upcoming slides. Why do I mean these two things to be functionally equivalent? And another one important information that we need to communicate through this video is a NAND gate can also be termed as AND invert gate. AND invert means an inverter is present at the output of AND gate. So at the present, no need to go deep into this meaning. We are going to see the upcoming slides on the next videos about the various other types of gates. You'll be coming to understand why do I term these things over here. So these are the commercially available NAND gates that are available as discrete component from the electronics market. 2 input NAND gate, 3 input NAND gate, 4 input NAND gate, 8 input NAND gate, 12 input NAND gate, and 13 input. The numbers which have been given within the parenthesis are their part number. 7400 means it is the manufacturer number for identifying that it is a 2 input NAND gate. 7410 indicates it is a 3 input NAND gate. 7413 is the numeric that is going to tell that it is a 4 input NAND gate. Similarly, the numbers which have been provided within the parenthesis are the numbers provided by the manufacturers for identifying the gates. So we will be seeing what is the ultimate working operation of a NAND gate. If you see, means when all the inputs are high, the output is automatically low. When one or more input is low, the output is automatically high. So now let us just see. So this is the animation of my 2-input positive logic version. We will see it now. When 2 zeros are applied to the 2 inputs, I will be getting an output of 1. When 0 and 1 is applied over here, I will be getting an output of 1. Next one, when I am applying a 1 and 0, I will be getting an output of 1. And finally, when I am applying 2 ones at the input of NAND gate, I will be getting an output of 0. So what do this convey over here means? When all the inputs are 0, when one or more input is 0 means what does it refer? Here, one or more inputs is 0 means, that means either all the inputs can be 0 or it can be combinations of zeros and ones. All the inputs are 0 or it can be all the inputs are 0 or it can be a combinations of zeros and ones. That is the meaning of the term all or one or more input is low. One or more input is low means all the inputs are low or one or more inputs is low, or it is a combinations of zeros and ones. Under these conditions, the gate will be providing me an output of 1. And when all the inputs are high, the gate will be providing me an output of 0. This is my positive logic NAND gate. Next one, we will be seeing the negative logic version of it. This is called as negative logic OR gate. So wherever I am providing a bubble over here, whether it may be an input or whether it may be output, it indicates that particular portion is inverted. Here, what does it indicate means the output of the AND gate has been inverted in order to provide the functionality of a NAND gate. This AND gate is having a bubble at the output, that is called as your NAND gate. It indicates the output of a AND gate has been inverted in order to provide the functionality of a NAND gate. Similarly, over here, it indicates the inputs have been inverted when it is being applied to a OR gate in order to function as a NAND gate. So wherever I am providing a bubble over here, it indicates at that point the inversion operation is occurring. Okay, so 0, 0. When I am applying it over here, what happens when a first 0 is applied? When it is coming to the bubbled portion, it gets converted into 1. It indicates I am inverting that particular value of A. Next 0 is applied. At the bubbled point, it will be appearing as 1. So OR operation of 1 and 1 will be giving me an output of 1. Next one, when 0 is applied, at the bubbled point, it will be appearing as 1. When a 1 is applied, at the bubbled point, it will be appearing as 0. When a 1 is applied at B, at the bubbled point, it will be appearing as 0. So OR operation of 1 and 0 will be giving me an output of 1. Now, third time. Now, when a 1 is applied to A, at the bubbled portion, it will be appearing as 0. And when a 0 is applied to B, at the bubbled portion, it will be appearing as 1. OR operation of 0 and 1 will be giving me 1. Now, when two ones are applied, 1 is applied to A. At the bubbled point, it will be appearing as 0. Similarly, when B is applied 1, at the bubbled point, it will be again appearing as 0. So OR operation of 0 and 0 will be giving me output of 0. So these are the two versions of my NAND gate. So now we will be seeing how to code these two behavioral gates in Verilog in Model Sim software. So for understanding the Verilog code, we need to go with these four concepts over here. The double forward slash, it indicates a comment. So the comment indicates what are the meaning associated with each of the lines in a particular program. Also, it can be used to enable or disable a program. That we'll be seeing it shortly. This operator is called as your bitwise NOT operator. It will be converting all zeros to ones and ones to zeros. This is your bitwise OR operator. This is called as a bitwise AND operator. So this will be seeing it shortly in my upcoming videos. So with this basic introduction, let me go into my new video. Let me go into my next slide over here. So go to Model Sim software. So before going into this Model Sim software, you have to create a so for starting any Model Sim software, first you have to define a folder. The name of the folder that I want to use it for simulating all my logic gates is logic gates. So for performing any Model Sim based program, I have to create 4 subfolders for each of the main hardware module: log, RTL, sim, and sim. This has to be explicitly created by the user. This RTL will be containing your original Verilog program. The sim will be containing your simulation or test bench program. So now, for this purpose, what I am doing is I have created a separate folder for housing my all Xilinx and Model Sim based software programs over here, simple processor circuits. So Model Sim files, I have created a separate folder for holding my all Model Sim software based programs. Within Model Sim, today we are going to see with logic gates. So within that logic gates, I have created 4 empty folders, namely log, RTL, sim, and sim. These 4 folders and the names must not be changed. These 4 folders must be compulsorily present. So now what you have to do means you have to go to your Model Sim Student Edition software by double clicking the icon. The welcome window will be opening over there. Click on close. Expand your window. Click on to start a new file. Go to click on file. Click on new. Select project. The create project dialog box will be appearing over here. Kindly go to the click on browse option over here and go to the hardware module folder which you have created. In the present case, I have created my hardware module folder within simple processor circuits within Model Sim files. The name of the hardware module is logic gates. This logic gate is present within Model Sim files folder. This Model Sim files folder is in turn present in simple processor circuits folder. The simple processor circuits folder is present in F drive. Okay. So now within the logic gates, it will be listing out the list of folders over here. Kindly click on RTL. This is the folder you have to select for initial coding purpose. Select it. Click on OK. The remaining things, default library name, copy settings from, or any other settings must not be touched at all for any purpose. A default library name also must not be touched. So the name of the project, what I'm going to give is logic gates. Kindly click on OK. It will be asking add items to the project with 4 options: create a new file, add existing file, create simulation, create new folder. So you are going to create a new Verilog file over here. Click on this option. The create project file dialog box will be opening before you. Here in add file as type, select the language which you're going to code your logic gates. Click on Verilog. The name of the file what I'm going to give is LG_1. LG refers to logic gate and 1 refers to just for any number. Instead of just providing LG, I don't want it. So I'm just providing LG_1 over here. Kindly click on OK. This create a project. The add file as type, you have to select it as Verilog. A file name, give it any name of your choice. Generally, the name which is associated with the hardware module, what you're doing will be able to easily make you to identify the project. For that purpose, only I'm providing this LG_1. This folder, everything must not at all be touched. Click on OK. The file would have been created over here. Kindly close this dialog box. Right click this LG_1.p file and click on edit option. The editor window will be opening before you. Double click it. So what you have to do, right click this LG_1.p file, click on edit. The editor window will be opening like this. It will be opening at the right hand corner. To double click it at the top of the window, it gets maximized like this. So now I'm going to write it using my this thing over here. So here what I'm going to do is, this is my 2 input NAND gate over here. Okay. So this is my 2 input NAND gate. So I have already mentioned in my PPT. So anything which is placed after or within this particular 2 comments, within the 2 forward slashes, will be considered as a comment. So I'm going to provide a comment over here. Two input NAND gate is my name of the program. I'm going to provide 2 versions over here. The name of the file and the name of the module must be the same. The name of the file, what I have given is LG_1. So the name of the module also must be the same, LG_1. Next one. Here it is having 2 gates over here. Two input NAND gate over here. Here it is having 2 inputs. One is called A, another one is called B, and finally the output is called Y. So keeping this diagram as my reference, I'm going to code this. Input A, input B, input Y. So this is a statement. So I have to end it with a semicolon. Next one. Assign is a keyword. Whatever that is coming in a maroon color, everything is a keyword. Input is a keyword, output is a keyword, module is a keyword, assign is a keyword. These are all keywords that are present within the Verilog. If I'm providing a variable with a keyword input means it indicates it is an input variable. If I'm providing a variable with the output means it will be acting as an output variable. So assign Y is equal to not of A and B operation end module. This is your positive logic version of your NAND gate. Now I'm going to code my negative logic version. The same module name I'm going to provide. I have already told you, whenever I'm going to include a part of a program or a statement associated with a program after this double slash, it will get automatically discarded by the compiler. So input A. Now the second version, my negative logic version means this is my negative logic version. Input A, input B, and output is nothing but A bar plus B bar. This is your positive logic version of NAND gate. This is your negative logic version of your NAND gate. So how do we term whether the given version is positive logic or negative logic? Means whether the inputs are provided with a bubble or not. Here bubbles are not provided at the input, so it is called as a positive logic NAND gate. Here bubbles are provided at the input, so it is called as a negative logic OR gate. So we will be classifying a gates to be positive logic or negative logic depending upon whether the inputs are inverted or not inverted. So here also the input is A and B for negative logic version, and output is equivalent to Y. Input A, input B, output Y. This is also thing over here. This is negative logic version of NAND gate. You can either enclose a statement within two forward double slashes, or you can just include one forward double slash around. It is not a problem. Okay, so now what is the operation it is going to perform? Here it is performing A bar plus B bar. So assign Y is equal to A bar or T bar. So whenever B bar and all, whenever I'm making a complementing a variable, I have to place this tilde operator. This is called as your approximation operator before A. So this operator, if it is placed before A, means it indicates the A has been inverted. Similarly over here, it indicates the B has been inverted. Okay, so the inverted sum of two inputs will be giving me the output. The complement of a sum. The complement of your product is equal to sum of the complements. OR operator is also called as a logical sum, and operator is also called as a logical product. So next one, end. So now we will physically verify whether these two gates, whether these two versions, they are functionally equivalent to each other or not by means of creating a test bench waveform. So before going into that, let me just enable only one of the programs over here. If we want to disable the programs, I automatically told I have to convert it into a comment. Any program, part of a program can be enabled or disabled by providing a double forward slash before that particular statement. If I want to convert this line into a, if I want to disable this particular line, I have to make this as a comment. Similarly, if I want to disable this line, I have to make this as a comment. Similarly, if I want to disable this line, means I have to make this as a comment. So entirely the negative logic version of NAND gate program has been disabled. Only the positive logic version of NAND gate program alone is existing over here. So now what we have done means we have created the RTL file over here. Now just kindly close this and kindly close this over here. Now what you do is right click this Verilog file over here, select compile. Once selected compile, click on compile selected. Here it will be coming compile of lg_1.v was successful. Suppose if I want to make any changes, then I have to click on right click the same file, click on edit option. So it will be coming in this format. It will be coming in Notepad++ format, or sometimes it will be opening Notepad. If you double click at the top of the editor window, it gets maximized over here. So suppose if I'm removing this particular semicolon with the over here, what happens is, here if you see, Can you see this? Here it is coming a star. This one over here. So whenever I'm making a changes over here, and automatically a star will be accompanying that particular file. Meaning in the sense there has been a modification done in the program, and that change has not yet been updated. So updating a program means clicking on Control S is called updation. So suppose if I'm removing here colon, or if I want to add a new variable, automatically this asterisk will be accompanying that program. I have to click on Control S in order to remove it. So now if I'm doing like this, it will be generating a error saying that it is a syntax error. Just to see. Right click this, click on compile selected. See, it is showing compile of lg_1.p failed with one error. What is that error means? It is expecting a semicolon in the particular line 4. It will be coming like this. So if you want to view our expanded format, it is this. Error is it is in the vlog 13069. The program is lg_1.v. This number within the parenthesis indicates in which line that particular error has been found out, and it is saying near the end module syntax error, unexpected end module. That means if I'm ending a statement without any semicolon, means it will be showing like this. So close this. Kindly go to the folder where the error is file where the error is occurred. Right click it. Click on edit. Maximize the window. Kindly include the semicolon. So here it is showing error because there is without closing a statement with a semicolon, I cannot create an end module. I cannot finish the end module. So kindly include the semicolon over here. So automatically, since I'm again making a change, an asterisk will be appearing over here. Click on Control S in order to update the change. So now with this closed over here, kindly minimize this. Now right click this file lg_1.v over here. Click on compile selected. Now it is showing the compile of the vlog file is successful. Now what we have to do means we have to go with the creating a test bench waveform. Now we have verified the given logic gate is syntactically correct. Now we have to verify whether it is functionally correct. For that, we have to create a test bench file for it. Now again go to the file option over here. Go to new, select project. It will be telling this operation will be closing the current project. Continue. Click on yes. Again the create project dialog box will be appearing. Here now previously we have selected in RTL folder. Now click on the browse button present over here and go to the folder where the logic where it is go to the folder. Here previously we would have selected RTL folder for writing our Verilog file. Now we have to select the simulation folder for writing your test bench file. So RTL file is for writing your Verilog file. This is for testing. This folder is for testing whether your Verilog code is correct or not, functionally and syntactically correct or not. This will be providing you information that your hardware module is syntactically correct, but we have to verify whether it is functionally correct. And hardware must be functionally verified whether it is correct or not. Functionally correct means it is providing the desired operation expected by the user. So kindly click on the sim folder over here now. Click on OK. Then the project name is again logic gates over here. Kindly click on OK without touching any other thing over here. This default library name, copy settings from anything must not be touched from your point. Click on OK. Now it will be again add items to the project dialog box will be appearing. Click on create new file. The create project dialog box will be appearing. Select the add file as type as Verilog. Since I want to create a test bench file that is closely related to my original Verilog file, I am just providing an extension with the same file name. LG underscore 1 is my original Verilog file. Underscore TB indicates I'm creating a test bench file for my original RTL file. Here the folder must be again top level. The remaining things must not be touched at all. Click on OK. So whenever you are going to simulate a circuit, you have to club both the test bench file as well as the original RTL file. Then only it will be properly working. Otherwise, it will be creating an error or it will not be providing a proper output. So kindly go to another option, add existing file. As soon as you click it, it will be showing what file should I add over here. Kindly click on browse. This radio buttons also must not be touched at all. This must be always at reference from current location. This radio button must be always disabled. Click on browse. Folder also must be top level only. It must not be changed. Kindly click on the browse button. Here, as soon as you click on it, it will be going to the SIM folder of the hardware module logic gates. So go to RTL folder by clicking on this up one level. Go to the RTL folder. Select the RTL file lg_1.v. Click on open. That path will be added over here. Click on OK and close this particular dialog box. Now go to lg_1.tb, right click it, click on edit option. So here it will be again coming like this. So suppose sometimes what it will be doing, it will not be coming in the editor, which we have seen already during the development of RTL. So at this point of time, you have to click on this dock undock button over here. Click on this. Now it will be coming like this. If you double click this now, it will get maximized. So now module LG_1_PB. So next one, what I have to mainly tell over you over here means here whatever inputs you have declared, whichever variables you have declared as input in the original RTL file, that must be declared of registered data type over here. This is one of the basic things you have to understand. Here in my original RTL file, I have declared the variables A and B to by my input variables over here, input A, input B. So these two must be declared of registered data types, not only for this program, for any Verilog program, you have to declare. When you want to test a file, you have to declare the input variables of registered data type in the test bench file, and all the output variables must be declared of wire data type, wire Y. These are all called as data types, register and wire. All the inputs must be declared of register data type. All the outputs must be declared of wire data type. Now, I am going to instantiate my original RTL file. LG_1 is my original file. The name of the instantiated value is UUT. UUT means unit under test. Now, I am going to instantiate it. This A. Now, there are two A's over here. The A which is present outside the parenthesis, the A which is present outside the parenthesis is the one belonging to the original hardware module LG_1. The A which is present within this parenthesis belongs to the instantiated one, that is UUT. The variable A present outside the parenthesis belongs to LG_1. The A which is present within the parenthesis belongs to the instantiated one, UUT. Similarly, dot B. B represents the B outside the parenthesis belongs to LG_1. The B present within parenthesis belongs to UUT. Similarly, dot Y. Here also same case. Y belongs to the Y outside the parenthesis belongs to LG_1. The Y within the parenthesis belongs to UUT. So this is called as your instantiation. So now we need to test whether it is functionally correct or not. So for that we need to provide two keywords over here, initial and begin. So I want to apply my inputs after 100 nanoseconds of simulation started. That means simulation starts after 100 nanoseconds from the start of simulation only. I'll be applying my inputs. As far as your simulation is concerned, you have to apply only the inputs in the test bench file. It must automatically, the hardware device must be automatically taking those inputs and it must provide the expected output. That is the main purpose. You must not mention the output also. That is wrong. You have to mention only the inputs in the test bench file. The values will be automatically applied to the device. For that only we are instantiating it over here. So this A will get connected to the A. This A of this instantiated copy will be connected to the A of the original copy. Similarly, the B of the instantiated one will be connected to the B of the original one. The Y of the instantiated one will be connected to the Y of the original one. So it is connected means automatically the inputs will get automatically applied to the original RTL module. So after 100 nanoseconds, I am applying from the start of simulation, I'm applying the inputs A equal to 0, B is equal to 0. At 200th nanosecond, I'm applying A is equal to 0, B is equal to 1. At 300th nanosecond, I'm applying A is equal to 1, B is equal to 0. And finally, at 400th nanosecond, I'm applying A is equal to 1, B is equal to 1. So these three things, these first three input combinations, they are called as one or more inputs is low. So what is the meaning of the one or more inputs is low? Either both the inputs must be low or it can be a combinations of zeros and ones. The last pair of inputs is called as all inputs high. So why I am providing these two comments over here means, here you could have already, we would have already come across the essence of NAND gate. See over here. All inputs high means output is low. One or more inputs low means output high. In order to prove this particular statement, I am specifically mentioning it by the things over here. So all in one or more inputs is low means either both the inputs low or it can be combinations of zeros and ones. All the inputs high means both A is equal to 1, B is equal to 1. So once you have done with this end module, you are completing the test bench module. Here also again see, whenever I finish it, whenever I'm writing a program or whenever I'm writing a new thing, adding a new thing, whether it may be a original RTL file or test bench file, NASDISC will be automatically appearing over here. This indicates you have not yet updated your changes. So you have to click on Control Yes. Okay. So now with this, just minimize this window again. Minimize all your windows. Go to the Model Sim Student Edition compiler window over here. Now click on Control A. Both the files will get selected. Click on Compile. Compile selected. So it will be coming with the expression compile of LG_1_TB.v was successful. Test bench file was successful. Compile of LG_1.v also was successful. Now, when both the files are having the syntactically correct means it will be coming with a tick sign, green tick. If they are having any errors means it will be coming with a X mark. Okay. For example, see, I'm removing this semicolon over here. I'm just saving it. Now if I'm going to right click this, click on compile, compile selected means, see over here, you can see a red color X mark will be coming, indicates the error. So again, you have to go to the same file, right click it, click on edit, maximize the window by clicking on this. This is called as your dock undock. Sometimes this only will be coming. You have to click on this, means it will get automatically maximized. So add the semicolon over here. Click on Control S. Minimize this. Now recompile your test bench file. Compile selected. Now it is successful. Now click on select this. Click on the simulate. Click on the select the test bench file. Click on simulate button over here. The start simulation dialog box will be appearing. Click on the plus symbol associated with the work. We'll be having the test bench file over here. Select it, click on OK. It will be taking you to the simulation window. So select the instantiated copy over here. Right click this. Click on add to. Click on wave. Click on all items in region. The simulation window will be opening in the form of a timing diagram editor over here. This is your timing diagram editor. Kindly minimize this. Go to the option called as run all. Click on it. The initial waveforms will be displayed over here. See, the waveform is about to get finished, but it is not being completed. So what you have to do means, again come back, go to the option called as run. Initially, you have to give run all. Then in order to complete the waveform, you have to give run. Okay. Here run all is present over here, run is present over here. Click on run. The waveform gets completed. Now let us check whether both of them are correct or not. What we have seen in the code, what you have seen in the PPT, and the waveforms, what it is being appeared over here, they are equal or not. So here, this is the positive logic version over here. Here it is showing 0, 0 is equivalent to 1. Here we'll see 0. Here see 0, 0 equivalent to 1. So here if you see, zero, 0 is equivalent to 1. Input both are zeros, output is equivalent to 1. Next one is 0, 1 is 1. See over here, only after 100 nanoseconds only it is getting appeared. Up till time it is don't care. This red color line indicates it is a don't care. We don't know what input is applied. Only at the line exact 100 nanoseconds what happens? See over here, the input is getting applied. At 200 nanoseconds, if you see, the next input is applied. At 300 nanosecond, third input is applied. And finally, at 400th nanosecond, the final input is applied. So, this only I've already told you during my these things over here. This only I mentioned in my test bench file over here. First at 100th nanosecond, 0, 0 will be applied. At 200th nanosecond, 0, 1 will be applied. At 300th nanosecond, 1, 0 will be applied. And finally, at 400th nanosecond, 1, 1 will be applied. Okay. Minimize this. So, our thing is functionally correct. See over here. 0, here it is 1, 1 over here, output is 0. Here 1 1 1 0, A is equal to 0, B is equal to 0, output is equivalent to 1. Here output input is 0 and 1, output is 1. So the positive logic NAND version has been functionally verified. That is, it is exactly correlating with my truth table. So now let's close this simulation window over here. Now we will be checking with the alternate version, negative logic version. For this, again, you need not go again back to the RTL folder, make the changes. The same in the simulation folder itself. That means in the simulation folder itself, we can make all the changes within the same model sim window itself. We can make all the editing. Just to go to LG_1 over here. Now I'm still in the simulation window only. See, in the simulation folder only I'm there. I'm not again gone back to my RTL. Just to go to the folder, because I have already included the folders over here. So I can, whatever changes I want to make, I can just make it here itself and just check whether they are functionally correct or not. Okay, let me close this. Okay, so let me right click this LG_1, click on edit, double click this top portion, it gets expanded. Now what I am going to do is I am going to disable my positive logic version and I am going to enable my negative logic version. So if each of the lines of the program is converted into a comment, it will be discarded by the compiler. That is called disabling a program. Remove this. Remove the comments means it gets converted into a program statement. Now I have enabled my negative logic version, disabled my positive logic version. Okay. So whatever I have done, even if I'm removing the comment line, that is also a program update. So if I adding or removing, again I'll be getting a star symbol over here. Here I have to update by clicking on Control S, and only it will get removed. So now the negative logic version has been enabled over here. Just to minimize this, just right click this, compile, right click the Verilog file, go to compile, compile selected, it is successful. This test bench things, I will not be changing it. Here again it is coming in the docked version. I have to undock it. Click this, it will get maximized. Here these things are common because both negative logic version as well as positive logic version, both are having the same name only, LG_1. I have just enabled, disabled only. I have disabled the positive logic version, enabled the negative logic version, but the inputs what I am going to apply for all these both the versions are the same. They are not going to change. Now let us just see. Now this is the I'm not changing with the test bench values. The same things only I'm applying to the negative logic version also. I'm going to see whether it is functionally equivalent to the positive logic version. Minimize this window. Now select the test bench file. Go to simulate. You can also no need to again compile because it has been already compiled. The only thing where you're going to compile is since you're disabling a program, one program and enabling another program, you have to compile only the original file. That is LG_1 alone, it will be compiling it separately for new time. That means another time. This test bench file, it has been already simulated and verified that it has been correct. So we need not again compile it. Right click this. LG_, select the test bench file. Go to the simulate button. Go to the work over here, positive symbol. Click on it. It will be branching down. Select LG_1_TB. Click on OK. Go to the instantiated copy, UUT. Right click it. Go to add to. Select wave. Select all items in region. The simulation window will be opening like this with the empty. Now first you have to click on run all. Up to 300 nanoseconds, it would be coming over here. 358 nanoseconds, so exact to tell means at 358 nanoseconds. In order to complete the waveform, come back over here, click on run. So now we got the complete waveform over here. So now let us again go for the negative logic version of the OR gate over here. So here it is 0, 0. Let us see what is the output we are getting for the negative logic OR gate 1. Okay, I am applying 0 and 0 over here. At the bubbled portions, I will be getting 1 and 1. So OR operation of 1 and 1 is nothing but equivalent to 1. So here 0 and 0 inputs are applied, output is equivalent to 1. The second input 0 and 1. Here see 0 and 1, the output is equivalent to 1. 0 and 1, the output is equivalent to 1. Next, 1 and 0, the output is equivalent to 1. 1 and 0, the output is equivalent to 1. And finally, 1 and 1, the output is equivalent to 0. 1 and 1, the output is equivalent to 0. So, negative logic OR gate and positive logic NAND gate, both are functionally, they are equivalent. This proves your De Morgan's theorem. What does it say over here? AB, the whole bar is nothing but equivalent to A bar plus B bar. That means the AND operation is converted into OR operation over here. It is AB. AB means A dot B. The dot operator refers to AND operation. That AND operation has been converted into OR operation over here. See over here. Here the AND operation has been converted into a OR operation over here. And the uncomplemented variables A and B, they have been complemented. So there are two ways by which a De Morgan's theorem can be proved. First one, the complement of a variable, any uncomplemented, if I am going to take a complement of a expression, if there is any uncomplemented variable, they will get converted into a complemented variable. If there is any complemented variable, they will get converted into uncomplemented variable. If the expression is having any AND operation, it will get converted into OR operation. If the expression is having any OR operation, it will get converted into AND operation. So this is the practical realization of your De Morgan's theorem. And moreover, one theorem which is being practically realized over here is commutative property of Boolean logic. Commutative property means if you interchange the order of the inputs, the output will not be changing. So here if you see means here A is equal to 0, B is equal to 1, the output is equivalent to 1. Here if you see A is equal to 1, B is equal to 0, at that point also output is equivalent to 1. So that means here initially A is equal to 0, B is equal to 1. Here the order of the inputs has been changed. So even if you change the order of the input, the output will not be changing. So this is called as your commutative property. So two theorems has been practically realized over here. One is commutative property. Commutative means changing the order of the variables will not be changing the output. Second one is De Morgan's theorem. De Morgan's theorem states if I am going to take a complement of an expression, if the expression is having any uncomplemented variables, they will get converted into complemented variables. If the expression is having any AND gate, means that will get converted into OR gate. If the expression is having any OR operation, means that will get converted into AND operation. If the expression is having any uncomplemented variable, any complemented variables, they will get converted into uncomplemented variables. So this is the overall concept over here. So here if you see means this is the functional verification that your program is exactly correct and it is being correlated with your original hardware circuit. So hardware is 7400 2-input NAND gate and the two versions of the 2-input NAND gate has been simulated here for your easy understanding purpose. Thank you for today's session.